Hey right mate, welcome back to Trans 101, a series of videos where I explain transgender subject matter in 5 minutes or less. In this video we're talking about but I'm afraid defining gender expression right now might be getting a little ahead of ourselves. So first, to fully understand it, we need to understand in cultures that have gender, there are particular behaviours, mannerisms, interests and appearances that are gendered. So for example, in my culture, the UK, shaving your legs and wearing dresses are gendered female, whereas neckties and play fighting are gendered male. However, in a different culture, wearing dresses might be gendered male, or wearing dresses might not even be gendered at all. So with all of that gendered stuff in mind, where does that leave us with? A person's gender expression is the collection of culturally gendered behaviours, mannerisms, interests and appearances that they exhibit. And typically a person's gender expression will be made up of a majority of gendered traits that their culture allocates to somebody of their gender identity.
For example, a woman in New Zealand might wear makeup as part of her gender expression because her culture associates makeup with femininity. However, not everyone's gender expression falls perfectly in line with their culture's gender stereotypes that correlate to their gender identity.
In cultures like mine and Gracie's that adhere to a gender binary, there will be traits that are associated with femininity and traits that are associated with masculinity, and then there will also be lots of traits that are just ungendered. But I need to get it through that. So in my culture at least, playing football or soccer is gendered masculine, but doing so does not make you a man. So that your personal gender expression will be made up of thousands of different traits, and some of those might be culturally typical for somebody of your gender identity, but many of them might be atypical for someone of your gender identity, or just, traits that aren't gendered at all. And then there's also people who have a majority of traits that make up their gender expression that aren't culturally typical for somebody of their gender identity. So, we could call those people gender non-conforming, and that is an umbrella term, but I wouldn't ever attach it to somebody without them wanting it. But it is an umbrella term for people who their gender expression isn't made up of a majority of culturally typical traits for someone of their gender identity. And some ideas of gender non-conforming people would be a woman who exhibits a lot of culturally masculine traits, aka a tomboy.
A man who expresses a lot of culturally feminine traits, aka effeminate.
A person who expresses an equal amount of feminine and masculine traits, aka an androgynous person.
Or even a person who expresses a majority of ungendered traits, aka gender neutral.
It's also really important to mention that these 4 examples are by no means the only options, nor are they even clear-cut boxes. Gender expression exists on a continuum, and it's a deeply personal and individual thing, and throughout most people's lives their gender expression is going to shift and morph and move around within that continuum, really. Basically the point I'm making is that expression and identity are different. The way you express your gender isn't always going to be the cultural ideal of what a person of your gender is or how they should express, and that's why really you can't ever tell what a person's gender is just by looks, because how they express their gender might not be how you perceive somebody of their gender. And that's just the beautiful complexity and grey area of gender, really. And it's just something you kind of have to learn to accept, that we don't have full control over it, because expression is deeply individualistic. I want to give a massive thank you to Grace from the channel Seadresa for helping me out with this video. All of her socials will be down in the description, and please go subscribe to her channel. She makes gorgeous content. Like, seriously, I don't know if I would have come out if it wasn't for her content. Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't have this without Grace. But anyway, as always, if you want to support Trans 101, Patreon, PayPal, all that stuff is down there. So if you want to help the show continuously, Patreon. If you want to give a one-time donation because that's what you can afford or that's what you want to do, then PayPal. All down there. Thank you. Anyway, I rammed on long enough. Enjoy the credits. Bye.
Hey, we did it. Let me know what you think. I hope you like it.